Dr. Elena Vasquez pressed herself against the cold metal wall of the abandoned mining station, her breathing shallow as the sound of chittering echoed through the corridors. The Kithara hunting pack had been tracking her for 3 days across, the desolate moon of Zerion 7, and she was running out of places to hide. The galaxy knew the Kithara as apex predators, 8-foot-tall insectoid creatures with razor-sharp mandibles, compound eyes that could track movement across vast distances, and an intelligence that made them the most feared bounty hunters in known space. They had never failed to bring in their prey alive, which was exactly what the Hegemony Council wanted when they put the bounty on Elena's head. Elena clutched the datapad containing her research, the breakthrough that would revolutionize faster than light, travel and break the Hegemony's stranglehold on interstellar commerce. They couldn't let her publish it, so they'd hired the best hunters money could buy. The chittering grew closer. Elena's heart hammered as she spotted the first Kithara rounding the corner, its compound eyes scanning methodically. Behind it came 2 more, their movements perfectly coordinated like a pack of wolves. The lead hunter's mandibles clicked in what she'd learned was their equivalent of excited laughter. But Elena had spent the last 3 days doing more than just running. She'd been observing. As the lead Kithara approached, Elena stepped out from her hiding spot, hands raised but not in surrender. In her right hand, she held a small device she'd cobbled together from mining equipment components. "Zekthara Nivolthen," she said in their native tongue, her pronunciation careful but confident. The 3 hunters froze. The lead one's head, tilted, compound eyes focusing on her with what almost looked like surprise. "You speak the old tongue, human," the leader said, switching to Galactic Standard. "Impressive. But it changes nothing. You are still prey." "Am I?" Elena asked, activating the device in her hand. A low-frequency pulse emanated from the device, a sound below human hearing but perfectly audible to Kithara ears. She'd spent the last 72 hours analyzing their communication patterns, studying the frequencies they used for pack coordination. The pulse she'd just transmitted was the command tone used by a Kithara queen to call her hunters to heel. The effect was immediate and dramatic. All 3 hunters dropped to the ground, their bodies pressed low in submission. Their mandibles clacked in rapid, distressed patterns. "Impossible," the leader whispered. "No outsider knows the Queen's voice." Elena stepped forward, keeping the device active. "Your people aren't the only ones who can adapt and learn. You've been hunting humans for centuries, but you never bothered to study us properly." She walked closer to the prostrated hunters, noting how their compound eyes tracked her movement, but their bodies remained locked in submission posture. "You see, humans have a particular talent. We don't just survive, we understand, we analyze. We find patterns where others see chaos." The leader's mandibles clicked weakly. "The Queen's voice. How did you—" "I listened," Elena said simply. "For 3 days, I listened to how you communicate with each other. I watched how your pack hierarchy works. I studied the frequency patterns in your speech, the subtle variations that carry meaning beyond words." She knelt down beside the leader but kept the device between them. "Your species has perfect pitch, doesn't it? Every sound carries precise meaning, including the command frequencies that your queens use to control hunting packs. You cannot maintain this forever," the second hunter managed to say, its voice strained against the compulsion to remain prostrate. Elena smiled. "I don't need to maintain it forever. I just need to maintain it long enough." She activated a second device, This one a communicator she'd managed to repair. "This is Dr. Elena Vasquez broadcasting on all channels. I'm transmitting the location of 3 Kithara hunters currently under my control, along with detailed specifications on how human technology can interface with their biological command structures." The lead hunter's eyes widened in what Elena had learned was their expression of fear. "You wouldn't." "I'm also transmitting my FTL research to every independent colony in this sector," Elena continued. "The hegemony wanted to keep it buried, but now it's free for everyone to use." She stood up, looking down at the 3 most feared predators in the galaxy, now helpless at her feet. "Here's what's going to happen. You're going to return to whoever hired you and tell them that Dr. Elena Vasquez is under the protection of the Independent Colonies Alliance. Any further attempts to capture or kill me will result in widespread distribution of Kithara behavioral control protocols to human military forces." The leader's mandibles clicked in rapid patterns, what Elena recognized as desperate communication attempts to its packmates. "Oh, and one more thing," Elena said, deactivating the Queen's voice device. The hunters immediately scrambled to their feet but made no aggressive moves. "I'm keeping the behavioral analysis data. Consider it insurance." The lead hunter drew itself up to its full 8-foot height, but Elena noticed it kept its distance. "This is not over, human." "No," Elena agreed, tucking both devices into her jacket. "It's not, but the rules have changed. You came here thinking I was prey because that's how your species thinks. Predator and prey, hunter and hunted. But humans? We don't just adapt to survive. We adapt to thrive." She walked past the 3 hunters toward the mining station's exit. "We study our environment, we learn from our enemies, and we turn their own strengths against them. You wanted to hunt a human? Congratulations. You just learned why that's been a mistake every time someone's tried it." The Kithara watched her leave, their compound eyes tracking her movement until she disappeared into the corridor. Only then did the leader activate its communicator. "This is Hunter Prime Kexthul," it reported. "Mission parameters have changed. Recommend immediate withdrawal and reassessment of human behavioral patterns." There was a long pause before the response came. "Explain." Kexthul looked at its packmates, then back down the corridor where the human had disappeared. "The prey has become the predator." As Elena's ship lifted off from Zerion 7, she smiled and activated her ship's long-range communicator. "Time to let the galaxy know that humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, not as victims, but as equals who'd earned their respect the hard way. The hunters had learned that sometimes the most dangerous prey is the one that refuses to run."